The Golden Age of the Maya and the First Signs of Trouble. The Maya Civilization, one of the most sophisticated cultures of the ancient world, rose to prominence across the regions of present-day México, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. Flourishing between 250 and 900 AD, the period known as the Classic Era, the Maya developed monumental architecture, advanced writing, intricate mathematics, and paralleled astronomical knowledge. Cite Santiastical, Palenque, Calakmul, and Copan stand as architectural masterpieces, showcasing pyramids aligned with celestial events, palaces built with precise stone engineering, and plazas that once held thousands of people. Their success was grounded in a complex political system of city-states. It governed by a divine king whose authority rested not only on lineage but also on religious obligations. The Maya believed their rulers communicated with gods and ancestors through rituals involving bloodletting and offerings. This spiritual dimension reinforced royal legitimacy, keeping society structured and obedient. Elaborate hieroglyphic inscriptions carved into stone satellite recorded dynasties, victories, religious ceremonies, and astronomical cycles. A form of historical preservation paralleled in the ancient Americas. Agriculture was the backbone of Maya society. Religiaville on maize beans, squash, indicação, de engineered terraces, drain fields, and reservoirs to sustain a large population. At their peak, they might have numbered more than 10 million people. The landscape, once thick jungle, was transformed into productive farmland. Yet beneath the brilliance of Maya civilization, subtly signs of instability began to surface around 730 AD. Archaeologists have uncovered unfinished structures, reduced monument inscriptions, and evidence of city-state conflicts escalating across the regionalism population growth increased pressure on agricultural systems. Deforestation became widespread as trees were cut for fuel and construction materials. Soil erosion worsened, trade routes weakened, and while no single factor immediately triggered collapse, the burden on Maya infrastructure was becoming too heavy to sustain. By the late 8th century, political tension escalated. Rival cities waged war for control of resources, trade corridors, and prestige. Inscriptions from this period shift dramatically, less emphasis on cosmology and rituals, more on battles, captives, and political upheaval. Something was changing rapidly, and the Maya elite knew it. The decline did not begin with a single catastrophic event, but with a series of stresses slowly tearing the civilization apart while cities still functioned. The once steady rhythm of cultural and architectural development faltered. The end of the classic era was approaching, and with it, the beginning of one of the most mysterious collapses in human history. Topic 2: Archaeological evidence of abrupt collapse. Across dozens of Maya cities, from the northern lowlands to the Petén region, archaeologists have discovered unmistakable evidence that the collapse was abrupt, widespread, and catastrophic. Excavations show cities suddenly abandoned, tools left behind, construction sites frozen mid-process, and ceremonial plazas deserted as if entire populations vanished within a few generations. One of the clearest indicators is the sudden halt in the production of satellite, the stone monuments used to record royal history. In many cities, these inscriptions stop around 820–890 AD, as if the Maya elite simply ceased to rule or lost the ability to command artisans. This abrupt silence in the archaeological record is one of the strongest markers of societal breakdown. At site Santias Copan, archaeologists found evidence of famine, including signs of malnutrition in skeletal remains. In Palenque, certain districts show signs of abandonment and domination decades before the rest of the city fell. Caracol, once one of the most powerful city-states, experienced internal conflict, burned temples, and mass migration. Meanville, in Tikal, one of the greatest Maya capitals, researchers discovered fortification walls built late in the city's history, a sign of escalating warfare and fear of invasion. Lake sediment maintain samples and cave stalagmites from Belize, Guatemala, and the Yucatan Peninsula reveal drastic environmental changes in this same period. These geological records show layers of dust and decreased water presence, supporting the theory of multiple megadrogas. Tripollen drops dramatically, suggesting reduce vegetation, while charcoal deposits increase, indicating widespread fires. Eiter intentional land clearing or controlled wildfires triggered by drought conditions. E addition to environmental stress, physical structures show signs of political instability. Across many cities, archaeologists uncovered smashed royal thrones, toppled statues, and deliberate destruction of elite buildings, suggesting internal revolts. In some cases, common people might have turned against the ruling class after losing faith in their divine power during environmental catastrophe. What makes the collapse even more intriguing is its geographic pattern. The southern lowland cities fell fast and fastest, while the northern regions, including Chichen Itza, managed to survive longer. This regional difference hints at a caused to environmental pressures, as the northern Yucatan Peninsula had more reliable groundwater sources. Yet even with this advantage, northern cities eventually succumbed centuries later, proving the collapse was not localized but part of a broader cultural transformation. The megadrogas, climate collapse and the scientific evidence behind it, approx. 660 words. Among the theories proposed to explain the sudden disappearance of the Maya civilization, none has gained more scientific support than the megadroga hypothesis. Over the last 3 decades, advancements in paleoclimatology, isotope analysis, and geological sampling have revealed a green picture of environmental collapse across Central America between 820 and 950 AD. The Maya, a civilization deeply dependent on rainfall, were struck by a series of droughts so severe and prolonged that they reshaped the landscape, destabilized agriculture, and fractured political systems. At the heart of this fury lies the study of lake sediment mountain scores, particularly from lakes like Xixancanana in the northern Yucatan Peninsula. When scientists drilled deep into the lake, they uncovered layers of minerals that form only under extreme drought. These mineral signatures correspond precisely to the timeline of the Maya collapse. The presence of gypsum, a mineral that precipitates when lake water evaporates, indicates multiple long-term drought events, some lasting decades. In certain layers, gypsum concentrations were over 60% higher than normal, suggesting rainfall had dropped by nearly 70% during the worst periods. Further evidence comes from stalagmites in Belizean caves, which grow slowly over centuries and capture environmental changes through oxygen isotopes. These natural archives tell a similar story. Between 820 and 900 AD, rainfall dropped dramatically and consistently. This was a simple dry season. It was a climatic catastrophe, a sustained period of aridity unprecedented in the region's history. To understand the magnitude of this collapse, it is important to consider how the Maya managed water before the droughts. Unlike other ancient civilizations, the Maya lowlands lacked rivers and major lakes. They depended almost entirely on seasonal rains collected in reservoirs, cenotes, and man-made cisterns. Their entire agricultural system, from terrace farming to forest clearing, relied on a predictable water cycle. When the rains failed, everything failed with them. The first impact of the droughts was on food production. With a population of millions, the Maya required vast quantities of maize, beans, and squash. As drought persisted, crop yields plummeted, reservoirs dried, soil moisture disappeared. And because the Maya had cleared large areas of forest for agriculture, the exposed soil eroded more quickly under heat and wind. This created a vicious cycle, less vegetation meant less moisture retention, which in turn intensified the drought's effects. Mass starvation would have followed in many regions. Archaeological studies of human remains show signs of malnutrition, including reduced bone density and lesions consistent with vitamin deficiencies. Infant mortality rose sharply. Many Sofolars believe entire families fled their homes in search of water, abandoning cities that had thrived for centuries. Migration patterns found in the archaeological record support this, pottery styles ou old artifacts. And burial traditions suddenly appear hundreds of kilometers away, suggesting mass population displacement. The drug also de auto a critical blow to my political structure. Kings derived their legitimacy from performing rituals that were believed to ensure rainfall and agricultural abundance. When the rains failed year after year, the people lost faith in their rulers. Inscription data shows a dramatic decline in royal monuments during the drought period, suggesting social unrest. In some cities, evidence points to violent uprisings, smashed statues, decapitated royal effigies, and burned palace complexes. The drought didn't simply attack the environment, it attacked the ideological foundations of Maya civilization. Compounding the crisis, the drought increased the frequency of intercity warfare. With fewer resources available, city-states competed aggressively for what remained. Fortification walls constructed late in Maya history underscore a climate of fear. Armies expanded, captives were sacrificed in greater numbers. Warfare shifted from symbolic ritual to brutal survival strategy as cities fought for control of shrinking water supplies. What makes the megadroga theory so compelling is not merely the environmental data, but how perfectly it aligns with the archaeological, political, and demographic evidence of the collapse. The Maya were resilient, innovative, and adaptable but no civilization, however advanced, que endure centuries of severe climate instability. The megadrogas did not act alone, but they were the spark that ignited the chain reaction. The intensified warfare erased agricultural sustainability, undermined royal authority, and triggered massive migration. They were the invisible force reshaping the entire Maya world, leaving behind the silent cities we see today. Warfare, political fragmentation, and the fall of the Maya elite. As the Maya civilization entered its final centuries, the region became a landscape of escalating violence, shifting alliances, political betrayals, and desperate battles for survival. While drought and environmental instability formed the backdrop of the collapse, warfare was the force that accelerated the unraveling of Maya society. City-states that had once been interconnected by trade, diplomacy, and ceremonial exchange now turn on each other with unprecedented intensity. This surge in conflict was merely a symptom of decline, it was a central driver that fractured the fragile political system holding the Maya world together. The Maya political structure, built around independent city-states it ruled by a divine king, was inherently unstable. While these rulers often cooperated through marriages, alliances, and shared rituals, they also competed fiercely for prestige, territory, and control of trade networks. During periods of abundance, this rivalry remained mostly symbolic. The capture of enemy nobles for ritual sacrifice, small-scale raids, or brief wars resolved through diplomacy. But when environmental pressures mounted and resources grew scarce, these symbolic conflicts transformed into brutal, sustained warfare. One of the clearest indicators of this shift appears in glyphic inscriptions. Prior to 750 AD, inscriptions emphasized rituals, astronomical events, and royal lineage. But by the 8th and 9th centuries, they overwhelmingly reference battles, conquests, and the humiliation of rival kings. Cities such as dos Pilas, Caracol, Tikal, Yaxilã, and Calakmul recorded decades of warfare, political intrigue, and shifting alliances. In some cases, entire dynasties were wiped out or replaced by foreign rulers imposed by victorious armies. Archaeological discoveries paint a equally grim picture. Fortification walls, previously rare in the Maya lowlands, suddenly appear around major cities. Defensive ditches, palisades, and elevated ramparts were constructed in haste. Some cities show multiple layers of fortification, indicating repeated attacks over extended periods. The presence of mass graves, often containing individuals with trauma injuries, suggests large-scale conflicts rather than small ritual battles. As warfare intensified, trade networks began to crumble. The Maya economy relied heavily on long-distance trade. Obsidian from the Highlands, jade from the Motagua Valley, salt from the Yucatan coast, indication from southern regions. War disrupted these routes, leading to shortages of essential goods, further destabilizing economies already weakened by drought. Without trade, elite classes struggled to maintain their status, and the prestige of kingship began to erode. Political fragmentation depended the crisis. Many monarchs, once viewed as semi-divine, lost the trust of their people, their inability to secure resources, warrant protection, or perform re-invoking rituals effectively undermined their legitimacy. This weakening of authority is reflected in the archaeological destruction of royal palaces and ceremonial complexes. In several cities, evidence suggests that commoners might have revolted, toppling statues, burning elite residences, and abandoning public administrative centers. Internal conflict was limited to city-states fighting each other. It also erupted within cities. Social divisions between elites and commoners grew sharper. As resources dwindled, elites likely increased taxation, demanded more labor for irrigation repairs and fortification construction, and hoarded food supplies. This would have fueled resentment in 2020, making urban centers volatile and ripe for rebellion. The collapse of major political capitals created a domino effect across the Maya world. As powerful centers like Tikal, Calakmul, and Copan Villaqueneur fell, their vassal cities lost administrative support and military protection. Many similar towns were abandoned almost immediately, their populations migrating toward regions that still offered stability. But even these safe zones were temporary refuges, as warfare eventually reached them as well. Complicating matters further, alliances between cities often shifted with dizzying speed. A city that was a trusted ally one decade could become a bitter enemy the next. These political betrayals made diplomatic stability nearly impossible. Kings lived in constant fear of coups, invasions, or assassination. The psychological impact of this instability cannot be overstated. Fear eroded social cohesion, encouraged mass flight from urban centers, and destabilized long-standing political systems. Importantly, warfare did not end with the collapse of individual cities. It helped create the collapse. It destroyed agricultural fields, displaced thousands of people, and redirected labor from food production to military defense. Combined with drought, famine, and ecological strain, warfare pushed an already vulnerable civilization into a damned spiral from which it could not recover. In the end, the Maya did not fall because of a single catastrophic event, but because warfare amplified every other existing crisis, turning environmental stress into political chaos and political chaos into societal collapse. The decline, abandonment and the enigma of collapse. When assessing the disappearance of the Maya civilization, one crucial question emerges: was it truly a disappearance, or a transformation? To understand this phase, we must revisit archaeological layers, environmental data, glyphic evidence, and demographic patterns that unfolded between the 8th and 10th centuries C. This period, often labeled as the classic Maya collapse, is not characterized by a single moment of destruction, but rather by a slow, uneven unraveling that varied across regions. Some cities fell abruptly, others gradually declined, and a few centers remained active long after neighboring kingdoms had already faded. This complexity is what makes the Maya disappearance so fascinating, and so misunderstood. The first major indicator of societal decline appears in the architectural record. Excavations reveal unfinished temples, half-carved monuments, and administrative buildings left abandoned mid-construction. Satellite, stone monuments that once recorded royal lineages and victories, stop being inscribed. In several cities like Dos Pilas, Piedras Negras, and Yaxilã, the final dated monuments cluster in the late 700s to early 800s C. After that, the historical record simply falls silent. For a civilization that meticulously recorded time through the long con calendar, this sudden narrative void signals profound political instability. Kinship, the ideological backbone of Maya society, was collapsing. A key catalyst was internal warfare. Epigraphic studies show that conflicts intensified dramatically during the terminal classic period. Rival city-states that had once maintained delicate diplomatic ties began engaging in increasingly destructive battles. The capture and sacrifice of enemy rulers, once rare and symbolic, became more common. Fortification walls appeared around major settlements, unprecedented development suggesting that fear, not prosperity, was shaping urban life. The Political Network that once connected Maya Kingdoms through trade, alliances, and ceremonies fragmented into hostile enclaves vying for resources and territory. But warfare tells only part of the story. Environmental reconstruction provides powerful evidence that the Maya faced a series of megadrogas, some lasting decades. Sediment maintains cores extracted from lakes in the Yucatan Peninsula reveal layers indicative of drastically reduced rainfall. These findings allied with pollen analysis showing a decline in forest vegetation and an increase in drought-resistant species. The Maya-ville depended on seasonal rains to replenish natural reservoirs called aguadas, and without consistent rainfall, agriculture faltered. Crop failures would have triggered food shortages, migration, and social unrest, further eroding political authority. The environmental crisis was intensified by human activity. Centuries of expanding agriculture led to widespread deforestation, which reduced soil fertility and increased erosion. With fewer trees, the land retained less moisture, making the droughts even more catastrophic. E a tragic intersection of natural forces and human choices, the civilization that engineered magnificent terraces reservoirs, and irrigation systems became overwhelmed by the scale of the crisis. A city struggled to sustain themselves, populations began to disperse. Rather than vanishing, people moved toward regions that remain ecologically viable, primarily the northern Yucatan. Cities like Chichen Itza and malgré a southern and central lowland cities dwindled. Excavations show that while population centers in the Petén rainforest declined by nearly 90%, settlements around the northern plains expanded. This was not extinction, it was a demographic shift. The abandonment and domination of iconic cities like Tikal, Copan, and Calakmutus reflects a strategic evacuation rather than a sudden collapse. Os olds migrated, trade routes reoriented, and political structures reshaped themselves. The Maya identity survived, even flourished, through new cultural synthesis visible in architecture, ceramics, and religious iconography of the post-classic period. The arrival of new external influences, including those from central Mexico, helped reshape Maya culture but never erased it yet the question remains. Why did the collapse occur with such speed and rate? Most scholars now believe that the collapse was caused by a convergence of multiple pressures, environmental disasters, political instability, warfare, overpopulation, and strained resources. The Maya built an intricate, brilliant civilizations but one that might have been precariously balanced on ecological limits. When those limits were exceeded, the system faltered. In the end, the disappearance of the Maya civilization is not a mystery of a vanished people, but a profound example of societal transformation. They did not disappear, they adapted. Their descendants, millions of Maya people today, preserve languages, spiritual traditions, and cultural practices that trace directly back to their ancestors. The collapse of the classic period is therefore not the end of the Maya story, but a turning point, one still being understood through the silent stones they left behind and the living voices that carry their legacy forward. Modern interpretations, scientific breakthroughs, and what the Maya story means today, the question what happened to the Maya, continues to spark fascination. Not only among archaeologists and historians but also among climate scientists, anthropologists, and everyday viewers captivated by ancient mysteries. The Maya collapse has entered popular culture as a dramatic tale of a lost civilization. Yet modern research paints a far more nuanced and enlightening picture, one that carries powerful lessons about resilience, adaptation, and the fragility of complex societies. One of the most impactful developments of the last few decades has been the rise of LIDAR technology, aerial laser scanning capable of revealing structures hidden beneath dense jungle canopies. LIDAR surveys across Guatemala, Mexico, and Belize have revolutionized Maya archaeology. They have uncovered tens of thousands of previously unknown structures, farming terraces, roadways, fortification walls, water management systems, residential complexes, and entire urban layouts previously obscured by vegetation. These findings prove that Maya cities were far larger and more interconnected than researchers once believed. Instead of isolate kingdoms, the Maya Lovelands resembled a vast, multi-city network supported by advanced engineering and infrastructure. This new understanding reframes the collapse as even more astonishing. A sophisticated urban systems lovely dissolving over centuries. Another transformative insight comes from climate science, specifically paleoclimatology. Using data from lake sediments, stalagmites, and marine cores, researchers can reconstruct rainfall patterns tracing back thousands of years. This record strongly aligns with the archaeological timeline of decline. A sequence of severe droughts between approximately 820 and 950 coincides with the abandonment and domination of major southern cities. Furthermore, these droughts appear to have struck repeated, not as a single catastrophic event, but as a prolonged environmental crisis that gradually weakened food production, political unity, and social stability. The Maya collapse is not simply a story of climate change, but a striking demonstration of how climate stress can destabilize even the most advanced societies. Equally important are the voices of modern Maya communities, voz presence throughout México, Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador challenges the outdated narrative of disappearance. Millions of Maya people today continue speaking ancestral languages such as Yucatec, Caiche, Cachiquel, Man, and Itza. They maintain spiritual traditions, via vintage agricultural practices, and cosmological beliefs that have survived colonization, warfare, forced assimilation, and centuries of fiaval. Understanding the collapse through their perspective reframes it as a cultural transition, not an extinction. Their experiences ignite the resilience of indigenous heritage and emphasize that civilizations do not simply vanish, they evolve. The reinterpretation of the Maya collapse also carries warnings for the modern world. Studies suggest that Maya society might have reached a level of overexploitation of natural resources, intensive agriculture, extensive deforestation, and increased demand for lime plaster, used in construction, accelerated environmental degradation. This degradation likely amplified the effects of droughts. In today's terms, the Maya faced a crisis of sustainability. Their cities were feats of architectural and agricultural ingenuity, yet they pushed their land to its limits. When climate pressures emerged, their system could not fully adapt for contemporary societies grappling with climate change, water scarcity, political polarization, and resource depletion. The Maya story serves as a reflective mirror. It illustrates how intertwined environmental health and social stability truly are. The decline of one accelerates the vulnerability of the other. It also shows how fragile complex political systems can become when faced with compounding crises, warfare, ecological stress, and diminishing food security. At the same time, the Maya legacy offers reasons for optimism. Their sophisticated knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and agriculture remains instructive. Their innovations, such as raised field farming, terracing, and intricate water reservoirs, demonstrate adaptability and ingenuity. Modern researchers and indigenous communities alike are revisiting ancient Maya techniques as potential solutions for sustainable farming and water management in regions prone to drought. The Maya past is not simply a cautionary tale, it is also a guide for the future. Finally, the enduring mystery surrounding their disappearance reveals more about us than about them. Humans are captivated by lost civilizations because they represent both fear and wonder. Fear of losing what we build, and wonder at what came before us. The Maya collapse continues to fascinate because it forces us to confront the impermanence of power, the vulnerability of ecosystems, and the enduring strengthening of culture. Their monuments stand as reminders that civilizations can rise to extraordinary heights, and still face overwhelming challenges. But their people and their knowledge can outlast even the greatest societal transformations. The Maya did not disappear. Their cities changed, their political systems dissolved, but their descendants still walk the same lands, speak the same languages, and carry forward the same ancestral worldview. The collapse was an ending only in the sense that every historical chapter must eventually give way to the next. The Maya story continues, and so does our effort to understand it.